What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm Orcas, and today we are going to be going over a new ACROCANTHOSAURUS. Now, no, not this one, hold on. This one. So, this is Divine Bee's ACROCANTHOSAURUS rework, and oh my god, you can tell they've done a lot with this. So, quickly, let's go over its subspecies because we have got a lot to cover. So, you've got the first one, which is Atochensis, which, you know, that's just acro. There's the female colours, it's basically the same. And here's the subs. So, we've got an attack sub, which is 5% attack, which is the year 2000. I believe these are based on, like, the years acro looked like in those years, something like that. I'm not sure, but then we've got 2005, which is 7% stamina. 2009, which is 5% speed, 2018, which is 5% turn, and look at that tail, oh my god. There's a little spoiler of voice call. And then we've got 2023, which is 5% armor, and we're back to the default one. So I'm just going to use this one because it's the easiest one to do, and, you know, everyone will be using it. So here we are. Oh my god, this thing looks amazing. So, let's start it off nice and quickly. Here is its walk animation. So this isn't the trot, this is the walk. It looks pretty nice. Then we've got its trot, a little faster, a little more wobble. And then finally we finish it off with a sprint. Now, this is a bit of a unique sprint because you'll notice that if I turn, you look at that, you see this, and then I turn this way. You know, acro tilts. It tilts, and also DB's Giga does this as well, but that got updated. This is fresh on the mod, so it's real cool. Anyway, so let's have a look at all of its abilities, shall we? Here is its sit animation. It looks very nice. And here is the sleep. Nice yawn, and it leans over. It looks so nice. Man, this thing looks cool. Anyway, let's get into its abilities and skins. So, we'll do skins last because that's just cosmetics. First of all, let's do bite. So, we've got regular bite, then we've got bash. A strong bash that deals good damage and knockback. Upon hitting a target, it increases the acro's turn and attack damage slightly for 8 seconds. Stacks up to 3 times. Can only be used whilst on the move, unable to be used when bone broken. So, what you might gather by all of this thing's abilities is you are supposed to combo them. If you spam one attack or two, you won't do very well. But if you combo as many abilities together as you can, you will do so well. Anyway, we have Sunder. A charge attack that deals high damage and sunders a target. When sundered, the target is stunned in place for 5 seconds. Oh no, for a second, sorry. And loses 5% speed and armor for 5 seconds. Upon hitting a target successfully, the acro goes in a frenzy and deals 5% more damage and even 0.1 bleed per 5 seconds. No, not per 5 seconds, but for 5 seconds. My reading is awful today, I'm so sorry. So this is a charge bite, which, if you do this thing well, I believe it could be incredibly strong, but not overpowered, because, you know, you'll see how it actually acts. It's not like a normal charge bite. Anyway. Then we've got Mutilating Bite. Deals medium bleed and grants 1% food and water per bleed hit. Debuffs a target by reducing their acceleration for 6 seconds. Stacks up to 5 times. So that's pretty cool, and you can hear this acro snoring, right? I'm going to go through this differently. I'm not going to do all my abilities at once because I feel like that's a bit clouded. So I'm going to go through them all at once. So here we have the regular bite. It's just a regular bite at the end of the day. And now, here we have the bash. So let's just trot. Oh man, there you go. I think it's got a 3-second cooldown. Well, no, 4-second, but there's the bash. So the way you use this thing, the bash will actually hit where the head hits. So it's not a charge or anything where it uses the whole body. So if you look that way, it'll hit with its actual head, like the front of the head. So, you know, I think that's kind of cool. Now let's have a look at these other 2 bites. Sunder and Mutilating. Oh man, this acro is just so cool. Look at it. Oh man, it's so beautiful. I do hope they kept the Orca skin though, because I love that. So, here we have Sunder. And there you go. I didn't release that did it on its own. So, as you can see, it's a very short charge bite, but if you pull it off, it works incredible. And it also sounded pretty cool as well. And it had a very nice animation. All of this thing's animations are amazing, by the way. They are so beautiful. Anyway, enough glazing. Let's get on to mutilating. Ooh, that is a nasty bite. Even steps a little bit when it does it. Okay, so that's mutilating, which grants you food and water if you land it, and it's a bleed bite. So those are the two main bites. Now let's just unequip both of those, because I really don't want to clutter it up. Let's have a look at this little area. This isn't sensors, it's like just to the side for some reason. Anyway, we have Stout Spine, increases knockback on the bash attack, and increases knockback resistance by 35%, so it's pretty nice. Then we've got Vigorous Spine, increases damage output by 10% and decreases armor by 5. So, you know, it could be good, but you do take less armor. You do have less armor, so AP bites, not worth it, really, against this thing, if they have that. Anyway, then we've got Actual Senses, Solitary Stalker. When not in a group and out of combat, the Acro has 15% more stamina and deals 30% more damage on the first hit. Upon activating combat timer, both stamina and damage buffs discontinue. So it's a pretty good solo buff. More stam and more damage. It allows you to ambush something for longer and hurt them with that first hit. Then we've got Reclusive Ravager. Gain 5% increased attack damage and 10% armor when not in a group. So that one's pretty moderate. It's like a mix of Lone Survivor and Lone Hunter, but obviously for Acro. Oh, by the way, this thing is a 4 slot. I thought it was going to be 5, but it's a 4 slot. So there you go, you learned something new. Anyway, here we have Counterbalance, increased turn in place radius by 15%. Then we've got Claw Swipe. Now, Claw Swipe, this thing is kinda cool, so let me just read it. Deals medium damage and medium bleed. After a successful hit, Acro gains 5% movement speed and high acceleration for 4.5 seconds. So it's kinda cool when you hit something with it, because you get a little status effect that appears for a short amount of time, like it says, and you basically just do that. Oh, by the way, for those of you little stats nerds, if you want to know the bleed values for the Claw and Mutilating, the Claw is 0.5 and Mutilating is 0.65, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what they are. So here is this Claw attack. Oh my god. So you may remember this if you played DB's current Acro. It sounds very similar, but it's been edited a little bit so it sounds more fitting for this thing, and yeah, it's not too spammable, but combine it with the bite, which I will show you after I've reviewed the whole thing. I'll show you my combination and such. But combine it with the bite and that could be lethal. Then we've got Diets, Hypercarnivore, and Scavenger, they're just normal. Then Glutton. Can eat meat, fish, carrion, and bones, increases max hunger by 50%, low thirst drain at the cost of high hunger drain. So, if you also play DB's Giga, you'll notice that this is the same diet as... It does have a diet like that, but it's not the exact same one. It does the same thing, but it's called different thing. Okay, so let's move on to highs. So, first we've got Slick Scales. Bucking and struggling while being carried will now drain enemy stamina by 30% faster. So, you know, it's pretty alright. And it has a custom icon, which looks pretty cool. Then we've got Robust Scales, significantly reduces all forms of damage and status effects taken on the first hit before combat timer, so that could be good. You know, if someone ambushes you, any venom, bone break, bleed, or just damage, you'll take a lot less of it on that first hit, so it might be good. I'm not sure how much it takes away, but I do know it takes away a little bit. Then we've got Resilient, which, you know, increased bleed and venom healing by 30%, and Marathoner. Increases max stamina by 5% and stamina recovery rate by 10%, so it's good if you want to chase something. And then we finally have Durable Scales, increases armor by 15%, increases knockback power by 10%, but lightly decreases acceleration. I feel like this could be the best one. Now with the build that I think that I might have with this thing, looking at all of its abilities so far, I feel like that this hide might be the best. Anyway, then we've got a Stomp. Let me read that. We've got a slow Stomp with wide AoE, weaker than other Stomps, but with a greater radius. It can knock targets away, useful to get someone off Acro's back. Must be standing still to use. Now, I'm not sure if you do need to stand still to use it. And when it says weak damage, it does 80, I think. I think it does 80. But yeah, you can trot and use this thing, but if you sprint, you can't. So, let's have a look at this Mega Stomp. Let's see how mega it is. Okay. Okay, that is ridiculous. That AoE, super big. I wouldn't say it's OP though, because like it says, it's used for getting stuff off your tail, and it does less damage. But custom AoE effect, that is pretty nice. And that animation is brilliant. I love it. That entire thing, perfect. I'm gonna love that stomp so much. And it'll also be easier for people, because they won't need to focus on using, like, left or rights. So, you know, plenty of bonuses. Then we've got back limb, we've got brace. Crouching or crouch walking for 2 seconds, it will turn on brace, which reduces incoming bone break, although a powerful ability against bone breakers or bone break taken prior to activating brace will not heal as fast. Not heal faster, as the ability can only block when activated instead of regenerate. So, what this does is, like it said, if you crouch for 2 seconds, I'll show you this. Right, so if I crouch for 2 seconds, there you go, you can see the status effect. Now I take a lot less bone break. I don't know if I think it resets if you move, but yeah, it does reset if you move. Oh, and then if you walk... Oh, does it increase trot speed? It increases... not trot speed, sorry. It increases crouching speed. Okay. I don't know if the ability said that, but that is kind of unique. I like that. But if you stand still and use it, then it resets it. But basically, you take a lot less bone break from the incoming... You know, when you get bone broken first. So let's say a Rex charges a bite at me, I'll take a lot less bone break. So, brace... could be useful, you know, if anyone has any ideas for a build that they could use with it. Then we've got charge forward in a line, causing damage to anything you hit. That's just standard, isn't it, on these types of mods? You know, a lot of them have it. Anyway, let's have a look at this thing's charge. Okay, nice animation. It's a bit stompy, but I do feel like that suits it because it's got a lot of weight on its back. Obviously, Acro has a hump, so I feel like that suits it. Only a 2-minute 30-second cooldown. Not bad. Not bad at all. Then we've got tails, so we've got bounce tail, gain 5% turn radius, and tail attack. An attack that causes light damage. So, let's have a look at this tail. Sorry that I'm going through this so thoroughly. I just don't want to miss anything because, obviously... It's a rework of a mod that I love, and I want to appreciate this thing. So let's have a look at this tail attack. Ooh. Oh, it leans as it does it as well. That is pretty cool. I like that. That is cool. Very well done. Good job, DB. And finally, we have voice abilities. Okay. So, Towering Presence decreases the armor and turn rate of all Tyrannosaurs, Sauropods, and Hadrosaurs within 30 meters for 30 seconds. Cannot be stacked. Let's have a look at this ability, and then I will show you the other one, which I'm gonna have to damage myself actually because it does something, which is pretty cool. But let's have a look at this one. Oh my god, that is amazing. I love it. Now obviously, before I actually recorded this, I did mess around with this thing, but oh my god, that is amazing. Anyway, so let's have a look at Power Up. Let me set everything up so I can show it off. Right then, so as you can see, my health is decreased a little bit. So, as you can see, my health has been decreased a little bit, and let me show you what this voice buff does. Actually, I'll read out the description, just because. So, a buff core that heals 7% of health, grants 7% armor, 20% bone break resistance, and 20% bleed heal rate for 30 seconds. So, this is a pretty good ability, and you might want it. But anyway, let's have a look at it. A nice short vocal, and you also saw that my health did go up, so that's the voice ability, and overall I feel like that's pretty good. So, let's finally have a look at its eating, drinking, and then its sounds. Then I'll have a look at skins, and I will show you a build that I might use for this thing. So let's have a look at eating first. Let's get rid of the hood, because we don't like the hood, it's boring. And here we go. Ooh, that is a very feisty eating animation. I like that. And you can see it's got a custom blood phase effect. Now, I know all of them are custom, but this one's different, so... You know, they've put a lot of effort into this thing, but... Oh man, this acro looks so insane. And here's its swallow animation, for anyone that cares. Am I full? I think I'm full. Well, never mind then, but it just picks up and swallows the meat. Now, let's have a look at the drinking animation. We'll get rid of that blood that's on our face, shall we? There we go. It's just a nice little drinking animation. Acro leans down. I like it. It looks really nice. Yeah, this thing looks happy. I'm so glad that this thing got a rework. I'm gonna miss the old Acro, but this one is just super cool. Anyway, so let me show you its skins, and then I'll go over a build that I think would be pretty good. So, we've got default skin, Badlands, Jungle, Brown, Hunter, Mesa, Monarch, Mudbath, Old Guard, Orca, Orca skin, look at it! Piebald, Popsicle, Primal, Ptarmigan, I think. Primal, by the way, that skin looks super cool. Pumpkin, Savannah, Sickle, Melanistic, Albino, Desert, and finally Pepper. So, all these skins, some of you might see from the old Acro, but man, 21 skins on a brand new released mod? That is pretty insane. Anyway, so let's get straight on to the voice abilities. So, here we go, starting off with the broadcast. You can't see it, but there is a huge smile on my face. Oh my god, that is so insane. Oh my lord. Here we've got the friendly. Oh, that looks nice. Finish it off with a little shake. Here's the threaten. Oh man, there's so much character in this thing. Considering DB's Giga was quite stiff, this thing flows, but not in a weird way. I don't know, it just looks really nice. I like it. Here's its distress call. Oh, it takes a step back, it's a little scared. I like that, that's pretty good. Here we've got the regular call, which you'd hear if you typed in chat. It's a bit forward, but it does show vocalization. Anyway, here's the shake. I like that. It's a shake that makes you go up and down as well as side to side. I like that. And here is this little scratch thing. Ah, it stands on one leg and scratches itself. And I think, hold on. The tail even counterbalances you standing on one leg. That is insane. And then we've got this one. Ooh, I like that. It looks exactly like one of the voice buffs, I think, so you can kind of fake it out, and then this is just the friendly again. But anyway, so now that we've done that, let's move on to my custom build, which I think could work really well with this thing. So, I am back, and you can see that my sub has changed a little bit. I'm now the attack subspecies. I've changed the skin. This is just Old Guard because I think it's just the old Acro skin, the old Acro's default skin, but remade a little bit. And I like it. So, let me go over this build a little bit. So, we have Sunder. You've already seen that. And we've got regular bites. So these two bites, you can combo them with this claw in such an amazing way, I believe. I don't know if it can actually work, but my prediction is, let's say there's just a dinosaur right in front of us. This bush, actually, let's use this bush as an example. So what I would do is I would pop this voice call. There we go. I'd then charge up my bite. I'd run in, just like this. Bite it again, claw attack it, and then just swap between my bite and my claw. And I believe that could be such an insane combo. Now obviously I wouldn't just stand there, but for the 5 seconds where I do more and they take more, that is crucial, where you want to just all out go and just hammer in all of your abilities. And also if something's near you and I wanted to, you know, get it away, I'd probably just do that. Now, that can also be useful if there is something running at you. Let's say Xerex is there, or, I don't know, let's say just anything is running at you, and you don't want it to. Let's say it's charging its Bone Break Bite. If it gets to around about, let's say, this little plant here, and I start, there we go. That would push them away and possibly make them miss. So, that I believe would be a pretty cool build, but let's say you wanted to do something different. Let's say you wanted to bleed. Well, in that case then, I'd use Mutilating. Because Mutilating can be combined with the Claw, which, ooh, that's 0.5 from the Claw, 0.65 from Mutilating, so do Mutilating, Claw, Mutilating, Claw, just back and forth both of them. And you can probably stack a lot of bleed up with that, so... Man, this thing is just insane. Oh, I almost forgot voice calls. Let's do the voice call, shall we? So, first of all, we have broadcast. So anyway, I believe that's going to be it for this video. Huge well done to Divine Beast for making this thing. Reworking Acro is so incredible. And I love this thing, honestly. I'm going to enjoy this thing so much. So, make sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and enjoy it. Enjoy your day, and maybe I'll see you in game with this thing. Take care for now. That's all. See you later.